Hey guys, today we're going to talk about another group of letters, some of which are specific to the Czech language, and consonants or sounds that correspond with these letters. Specifically, it's going to be sounds c, č, s, š, z, ž, and h. In previous videos, we talked about a, o, e s háčkem, měkké i, y, ch, d, t, n, d, t, n, and r, r. If you don't remember or you don't know any of these, go back to the previous videos because you are going to need them today. Let's start with the sounds. C, č. We already said that c is pronounced the s, like for example in the English word cats. In Czech words, you can see it, for example, in celý, which means all or the whole, like celý den, that we all day, or in the word otec, which means father. If we add the hook to c, we get č, and it's pronounced the same as in the English word catch. In Czech words, you can see it, for example, in the word čaj, which means tea, or kočka, that's a cat. All right, let's go on. Now we have the sound s. That's pronounced the same as it's typically pronounced in English. And in Czech words, you can see it, for example, in sám, that means alone, or most, that would be a bridge. And again, if we add the hook to s, we get sh. And that's pronounced the same as in the English word clash. In Czech, you can hear it in words like šála, which is a scarf, or koš, that would be a basket. Okay, let's move on. Now we have z, that's pronounced the same as, for example, in the English word zebra, and in Czech, you can hear it in words like zebra. That, of course, means zebra, or mozek, a brain. Now, adding the hook to z, we get ž, and that's pronounced the same as in the English word usual. And in Czech, you can hear it in words like žena, which means woman or wife, and, for example, běžet, that would be run. Okay, so now let me make a nice and tidy table out of these. All right, that's better. So now we have the consonants c, č, s, š, z, ž in one table. Now, you remember when we talked about d, t, n, and their variants with the hook, which would be d, t, n. And you probably remember that when we use s háčkem after d, t, n, or měkké i, then we get the soft variants. So they are pronounced d, t, n. So for example, in this word, d is followed by s háčkem and t is followed by měkké i. They are not pronounced d and t, but d and ť, so it's děti, which means, by the way, children. And if you say this word, again, n is followed by měkké i, and t is followed by s háčkem, and then, of course, you cannot pronounce them nt, but nětě, so you get nitě, which is threads. Now, this does not apply to the consonants that we are talking about today. So, in reality, all of these are never followed by s háčkem. In Czech words, you will never see combinations like this, that just doesn't exist, or this doesn't exist, yeah, that they do not combine. So we don't have to care about the softening the consonants because of s háčkem. And also, we don't have to care about it in case of these letters being followed by měkké i, because that happens, like, for example, in this word. So in contrast to d, t, n, when c, s, z are followed by měkké i, they do not change. So this is actually pronounced síla, which is power. And this is pronounced zívat. So again, it doesn't change, and it is to yawn. And the last example that I'm going to give you is this word, and it's pronounced cín, and that's tin as the material. So it's very important to remember that dtn changes if it is followed by these tricky vowels, but c, s, z don't change. And the last consonant today is h. So h is actually pronounced almost the same as in English words like, for example, how or who. However, and correct me if I'm wrong here, please, I think that in English it's pronounced in a more breathy way. It sounds like there's a little bit more air in the sound. So you would say how or who. Although maybe I'm exaggerating right now. In Czech, it would be pronounced more fully, more h, like, for example, in the word hala, which is a hall, or noha, that's a leg. Alright, so let's get down to the most fun part, that's the testing. In this exercise, as always, I will give you a word that will contain some of the letters that we were talking about today. And of course, I will throw in some letters from the previous videos like dtn, dtn, sh came here and there, y, měkké i. We will see what will pop up. And I will give you some time to say the word. After that time, I will say it myself so that you know that you have said it correctly. If the time is not long enough, obviously, stop the video. And then let it play again. Škola. Škola means the school. Čas. Čas means time. Život. Život. And that means life. Hora. Hora. That means mountain. Chytit. Chytit. And that's catch. Šťastný. Šťastný. And that's happy. Oheň. Oheň. And that is fire. Pocit. Pocit. That's feeling. Mlha. Mlha. That's fog. Zdi. Zdi. And those are walls. Bazén. Bazén. And that is a swimming pool. Požár. Požár. That's again fire, but it's specifically used in cases when a building or maybe also a vehicle is on fire. Člověk. Člověk. That's a human or person. Taška. Taška. And that's a bag. Štěstí. Štěstí. And that is luck. Alright guys, so that's it for today. I hope that you enjoyed the video. Hit the subscribe button, like the video. look around the channel, maybe you will find something interesting to watch. And don't forget to tune in next time, because again, we're going to talk about some basic rules of the Czech language.